Buenos dias. Good morning, everybody. I am delighted, privileged to be invited here to this important forum and to this paradise. My wife and I came here last night and we are still breathless. So we are very, very thankful to Alexandra, to my dear old colleague 𝗦𝗑𝗏𝗏 for making this possible. And I hope to share some perspectives on technology-enabled change, particularly AI, drawing upon my experiences at MIT. Before I launch there, I want to just explain some items from the title because they're very, very key messages that I want to leave with you. The future is what we are all engaged in doing, but it is not futures as in predicting the future, but actually in creating preferred futures. In our school, we had a sticker which said, a futurist is not one who predicts the future, but one who makes future preferred possibilities more real for others. So that is the futurist part. The second part that you see is universal. And this is a very, very significant dimension for me. You heard my background with open education. Now, when we say universal, we mean learning for all. All is not to be interpreted as taking one thing and giving it to everybody, but recognizing that we have learners who come with different motivations, different preparations, different skill needs, different contexts, different geographies. And so all is saying, how can we provide effective learning opportunities for everyone's participation, recognizing their diversity? That is the thing. And the third point you see, which we care a lot about at MIT in all our initiatives, is the responsible part. And my interpretation of responsible, there are certainly some traditional aspects which have to do with making sure that in our learning there is concern for ethics, for the ecology, for climate, for our responsibility as citizens. But responsible is also making sure that learning has high quality, high fidelity to scientific facts. It has relevance to local needs. So these three elements I want to highlight are the key messages that we think about when we think about learning the future. And now we have a new affordance through AI, through digital technologies, in order to get to responsible, universal learning for all. So we all have talked, the previous speakers, that digital technologies, AI is having on our economy, on our workplace. I do not have to preach to you. It is, we face with it, we live with it. It is in our phones, it is in our jobs. People have been talking about it. I point to these, and I want to tell you, this slide is 2 years old, and we were talking about the centrality of digital in everything in industry 2 years ago. And now you can replace or substitute the term digital with AI and all of this. The implication over here is that many of these activities, services, products that we are looking at have indeed become software services. We think of Uber or Ola or whatever, not necessarily as a vehicle that gets us from point A to point B, but as a software service that we can manipulate and moderate and change. And each one of these, in fact, I'm looking at you as a translator. This over here is an earbud. It can translate in real time. So so you can think that each one of you can be wearing one of those, and as I'm speaking, it will be translating in your ear, in your language. So this is a shift. And I have a friend who talks about this impact of technology on our life, on the marketplace in a very interesting way. And he said one thing. He said, look, when we studied geography, we looked at maps and atlases, right? Now, then it became 1 million images on Google Earth. Every hard product is being transformed into an intelligent soft service. The other part is, of course, there's a whole new generation of non-traditional learners who are coming to school, who are coming to college, are no longer 17-year-olds and 21-year-olds. They are people displaced, not just because jobs moved, but because jobs changed. They're locked. So people are both locationally displaced and vocationally displaced. So when we talk about this AI or digital technologies, one thing that, remember I talked about preferred future, is not just about reacting, oh my God, there are non-traditional learners, but the fact that we actually have new opportunities, new ways in which we can do things, new pathways to provide. So I like to think of it as, and then some new things that we have not been able to do before. For instance, creating better customer learning experiences. For instance, getting to learners who have never had access to good learning. Yeah. So the transformation opportunity is not just one that is reactive to say, oh my God, we have to do something because all this change is happening, but to look effectively. And there is an example that we can discuss later on about how people are using AR and VR. So for many, I'm an educator, many of us here, there are government officials, there are industries. And for us, the question is your organization prepared to take advantage of this technology, and then bringing it to the next level, saying, oh, are we preparing our learners, our curriculum, our teachers, our institutions, so that they can move into this changing economy, to changing this life? Yes, essentially, are we preparing learners to be responsible and creative? So I've said 2 initiatives at MIT, many things, and I'll show them that we've been working on to prepare not only our own institution to influence the world around us to prepare for this new world, school education, as well as higher education and professional education. For K-12 education, and it has implications also for professional, there has been a very significant initiative called RAISE, Responsible AI for Social Empowerment, and under that, a program called Day of AI. And who better to talk about it than the person who founded the initiative, my colleague, Professor Cynthia Brazil from the Media Lab and Open Learning at MIT.
MIT Dean for Digital Learning and the Director of the MIT RAISE Initiative. RAISE stands for Responsible AI for Social Empowerment and Education. I am also recognized as a world leader in AI and robotics, having pioneered the field of social robotics and human-robot interaction. As we are all aware, artificial intelligence is a powerful technology that is transforming everything, from the digital technologies we use in our personal lives to advancing economic growth and transforming the workforce. People often express concern that AI will replace us. But rather, we need to advance a future where AI empowers us to solve challenging problems that we face. And we need to design it so that it is aligned with our values and our goals. Education and AI literacy for all children will be essential to prepare them for an increasingly AI-powered world. After all, children are not just digital natives, they are AI natives. And teachers are critical members of the AI-powered workforce. We're already seeing how AI is transforming education itself, from next-generation AI tutors and ChatGPT to tools that help teachers and administrators. Now is the time to take positive action to define the role of AI in the education of our children. At MIT RAISE, we define AI literacy as understanding how AI works, understanding how to use it responsibly, recognizing its benefits and its risks, and being skilled and empowered to use AI to solve problems ethically. We believe that AI is for everyone, and everyone can harness AI to make a better world.
What you saw, and by the way, I know my colleague Rodriguez is here. You'll be hearing more about it in the days to come. The thing is, RAISE is this initiative, and the idea, as I saw, was to advance AI learning for all. There are many, it is an umbrella initiative, but there are some key things to think about, and this reflects how MIT thinks about education. The first thing, the term is AI fluency. So the idea is not just to teach some techniques and some tools and some programming, but to have a foundational understanding of AI, get AI literacy in a way that learners know about its implications and its applications. How can they be creative with generative AI? How can they think about future careers with it? But the second important thing over here that gets reflected, how can they co-create with AI and become responsible citizens? So this is a theme that you will see. And remember, I talked about responsible AI not just as ethical consideration and not just having theoretical knowledge, but being able to apply. MIT, our motto is mens et manus, mind and hand. So it is about doing. So how can I actionable, having action and having agency. So how can I use this tool to solve problems and take responsibility for creating solutions? What you see on the screen are some projects that have been done with App Inventor. This is a mobile device application. And for all of you here, particularly the young people, I want you to go find App Inventor and start playing with it. And what you will see is these children, they are creating projects. And there are some telling statements over there because they said they want to move from being a user of technology to a developer of solutions, right? They realize that it can become their career. So this is about action and agency. And of course, we say you have to create these conditions. I talked about readiness. You have to make sure that teachers are comfortable, are not fearful, that are able to leverage it. So teacher training becomes a very, very important part of this RAISE and Day of AI program, right? And in fact, Day of AI has worked with Google as part of the Google Educator program in order to create curriculum and programs for teacher education. So I've been talking about Day of AI, and you're going to be hearing a lot about it in the coming days. So it is a program founded by the RAISE initiative, and the intent is to bring AI literacy, functional AI literacy to all. There's been considerable focus on K-12 education. And so there are two things. When you think Day of AI, you say, oh, there must be a day. Yes, it is an event. And now it is becoming an event not only in the United States. We have done it in Philippines. We did it at University of Lima. We had an event 2 months ago where teachers come, students come, they learn about AI uses, they share their applications, and they're working in creating and fostering a community which is engaging in AI use and applications. But the other part of it, which speaks to our aspiration of learning for all, is the fact that the curriculum that is produced by this program, curriculum, is available for free. It can be shared by teachers and learners around the world. It is being done. So that was the K-12 area. What we have done recently is started addressing, and now we have started addressing the needs of higher education and professional education in very profound ways. And we have, through the leadership in open learning, Professor Dimitris Bertsimas, launched a program called Universal AI. And the idea of this, it is a platform that offers dynamic, modular courses, programs, offerings, both for foundational AI learning, so that you learn topics and you can see to teach AI literacy, AI fluency, there are many topics, right? So you have a horizontal layer of foundational AI modules, and then you have verticals for different topics, different areas, AI for manufacturing, AI for pharmaceuticals, courses that are tailored, and some of them have been developed, some of them are being developed, modules, and these are again flexible modules. A module can have 3 to 5 lectures people can take. There are no access restrictions. So it's a very comprehensive learning platform with foundational AI offerings, with vertical AI modules, along with tutors to guide the learner experience for the self-learner along with. And they can be used in various modes. You can use the modules as they are. You can combine it with courses that might be at your institution. And the teacher can use it in a mixed way. Right. So in September, we are beginning very active pilots with several universities around the world, in Greece, in the United States, in Uzbekistan, and of course, we are hoping to do that right over here, launching the pilots. And the important thing to remember is that the pilots are not just with educational institutions. Some of them are with learning companies. Some of the pilots are with industry. In fact, one of the first pilots is with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, which is with medical professionals. So, and being from MIT, I will keep on harping on this. It will always, these courses, just like I mentioned with Day of AI courses, will always reflect what MIT, what we like to say sometimes a little immodestly, it'll have the special sauce of MIT, which is very active learning. It'll be very narrative, contextually relevant, very application focused, and in the tradition of MIT, being openly available so that people don't have too many barriers to accessing these courses and opportunities. So I'm not going to talk a lot about all the applications of AI for education. There are many, and some people touched on it, the earlier speakers, from personalizing education, from customizing education, to do better testing so that people are not left out, but included. When we did exams, when I like to say I'm an old guy, I only look young, but when we did exams, it was mainly to fail us and keep us excluded. Now AI allows formative testing at scale so that people can come correct themselves and more people can succeed. So there are many opportunities that AI presents. This is a technology that associate of ours has created, English Helper, AI-based program to teach English, speaking, writing, reading from texts, etc., in a very facile way. Right. So when I started, I showed you this slide which says there is so much happening with technology in the marketplace, in education. When you look at that, you feel, oh my God, it is so daunting. How will we ever respond to it? And then I say, and I'm not a used car salesman, but then I say, look, as much as all that is there in the demand side, on the supply side, we have a whole lot of technology-enabled opportunities. And this is what you said, this is what I refer to as a new landscape of educational opportunity. It provides a whole series of different kinds. Some have to do with content, some have to do with learning, online learning experiences, some have to do with infrastructure. It's a landscape that is characterized by initiatives that provide flexible pathways to learning for more effective learning and allow us to reach this aspiration of quality at scale. When we have a chance, when you have to talk, I will tell you about some of these programs like the MicroMasters program, etc., which really provide a lot of flexible opportunities to get credentials, to get different kinds of professional learning opportunities. So when we think about preferred futures, these are a set of assets used as models, used directly in order to get to our aspiration of quality. See, for quality at scale, where scale, again, says that scale, I like to say, is a vector, which means it means many people with many needs and many aspirations and motivations. So our goal, and we have started working on this with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I like to ask, how many of you have heard of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏? So that many have heard here. So that was in 2000. I'm very proud to have been part of that group which launched it. It has reached millions of people now. So today's aspiration is not millions. Today's aspiration is billions through all these initiatives, through universal AI, through RAISE. And I will treat this as a call for action to all of you to join us in this journey to achieve billion learners around the world. Thank you. Muchas gracias.